Hey guys, welcome to NyuMu, the most consistent, the only consistent new music podcast, recorded in a college closet. I am your host, Stefari, and we're going to be talking about some standout tracks, some standout projects. We're going to be doing our thing this week, solo, right in the solo mode. But you know what? I always hold you guys down, and even when I don't, I apologize for it, so it's all good. First, we're going to get into our news drop. We got Kendrick Lamar. Damn, he has a reverse track listing, and he's calling it a collector's edition, I guess. He literally just took the files from Damn and was like, oh, I'm going to reverse this track listing. And he's continuing this meme from like when the album dropped where his fans was like, look, we're going to get another album. And then we didn't get another album. And they were like, look, if you play it in reverse, there's a whole nother album, a whole nother meeting. And it's just crazy. And it's just like, actually, it was just meant to be played in forward, I think. Duckworth, it sounds like a closing track, guys. I don't think that we need to continue that meme. But here's a meme that I want to see continued. It's not a meme. PJ Harvey has a cover of An Acre of Land for the trailer of Dark River. It's like this weird, I don't know, kind of like an indie, like Miramax looking. It's not Miramax looking. It looks a little bit more high production than like a Miramax film, but it's like this indie film. It looks like a thriller. PJ Harvey, I love her. I like to hear her voice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a new PJ Harvey fan, but anytime I hear her voice, I'm just like, man, we gotta get some PJ Harvey. And she has a new cover for this movie. Go check it out. We got Carolyn Polchek against Mogfest. She was like, dog, why do you put me on this list full of, gender non-conforming and people and women when there are no males on this list? Essentially, you just kind of like, segregated the women and the people who don't conform to gender, and we put us all in a box. And she's just like, dog, put me with the guys, put all of us together. Like, you don't have to like single us out. And they were just like, well, we're just trying to do inclusivity and blah 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 blah. And she's just like, yeah, but the really inclusive thing is to just include everybody on the same list. And so she had a little back and forth with them. Pretty interesting. At first it was looking like she was in the wrong because she was like, yeah, this was curated by a man and blah 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 blah. And they're like, actually, it's not curated by a team. And you're just like, you kind of strawmanning us. But she came back and she was like, well, but look at how it was presented, and you guys definitely have men at your festival. It's just you're putting them on a different like lineup list. The only way they could remedy this is if they just have a second lineup list that has everybody on it, maybe. But she pulled out. If you guys don't know Carolyn Polachek, she was in Chairlift, or a now defunct Teardrop. Amazing indie pop band. You should go check Chairlift out. Next, we got this whole issue with Queen and the Queen biopic. There was like a director, and there was like some drama like around Thanksgiving because the director like dropped out of the film for this Queen biopic. I don't really like biopics, so I'm not really the biopic guy. I don't really have many opinions on what the movie could be like. But it was just really weird. It was like every day there was a new story. It was like, oh, he's not there. Oh, like he got fired. Oh, they have a new director. Like 2 seconds later, it's just like, okay, did you guys see this coming? Apparently the director had some issues before, but this is not a movie podcast, okay? This is a music podcast. I only mention it because it's Queen, and Queen's amazing. Listen to Queen's music. Freddie Mercury, amazing guy. Little B is getting a cooking show. Yes, the man who invented the cooking dance, the pinnacle of our young generation. He's getting his own friggin' cooking show. And I hope he does the cooking dance. I hope he's just, doing a little splish splash on the haters, I love Lil B. He has nice dreads now. You gotta appreciate Lil B, the bass god, praise bass god. It's called Food Makes Me Happy. So just look out for that. If you love Lil B, like every, normal human being does, you should have a kick out of that. Next, we got this ridiculousness surrounding the Twice Heart Shaker music video. I mean, like, I'm not sure if this usually happens in the K-pop world. I'm pretty new to K-pop. But we got a teaser. We got like a minute and 40-second teaser, right? Followed by a 30-second teaser uploaded the next day, followed by a behind the scenes. Here's a tip: don't put out behind the scenes if you haven't put out a music video. um, Followed by behind the scenes part two. What on another day? All these videos released on separate days. Followed by a hidden, oh no, a 1 minute player. So it's like kind of like an ad for their album. And then that was followed by a hidden film that wasn't hidden because they just uploaded it to fucking YouTube like a normal video. And they're like, it's a hidden film, guys. I'm like, okay. And that was yesterday. And today they finally released it. Had this podcast gone up yesterday like it was supposed to, we would have been able to have a little giggle, a little laugh about how they just really need to put this music video out. But they finally did. So, I'm happy with that. I liked it. I'm probably going to talk about it next week. It's not really eligible to be talked about for this week. So just keep an eye out for that. Next, we got this, the new video section where we talk about all the new music videos. We got Kalani with Honey. I mean, I've never been, a Kalani fan, but I gotta say, this new, or it's not that new, it came out in October, but the newest, well, actually, this is not the newest Kalani song. The second newest Kalani song, Honey, is a nice, little R&B track with an acoustic guitar, and I really, really feeling it. My only issue is that the publications that I, watch out for, Pitchfork, Consequence of Sound, Stereo Gum, Pigeons and Planes, even though Pigeons and Planes probably wouldn't report on Kalani just because she's a little, too big. Well, she's not really that big because they report on like Chief Keef, and I kind of consider them to be in like the same realm of like popularity probably. But none of those people talked about Kalani's new music video, and they always talk about artists' new music videos, and I feel like there's this weird thing in like the indie scene where it's just like if you get like a certain number, like a certain level of hype surrounding you, they just don't like report on you as much, or maybe they just slip through the cracks. But I kind of find that hard to believe because everybody talked about the song. I feel like a lot of people, like a lot of those publications talked about the song when it came out, but after it came out, the music video came out, just like nobody brought it up. And it's a nice, sweet little music video. Kalani walking around with what appears to be like her girlfriend, or maybe just like a music video girlfriend, and she's like, they're like making out and like, they're like a bee farm for some reason. I mean, honey, they just got the honey on the lips, and it's a cute little thing, Next, we got Migos, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B with Motorsport, the most confusing music video ever. There was some drama because apparently, like, Motorsport's behind the scenes didn't have Nicki Minaj in it, and people were like, oh, Nicki's not going to be in the video because of the beef with Cardi. She's definitely in the video. She's just nowhere near Cardi. And it's just, like, such a weird song because they're dissing each other, and the Migos just kind of act like nothing is happening. There's a shot with Quavo and Nicki Minaj in the car together, and Nicki is definitely talking shit about Cardi B on a song they're on together, but hey, we just act like this beef doesn't exist, even though it clearly does. It's like she's taking direct shots at her. There's no other rap star as big as Cardi B. Like, there's no other person in Nicki Minaj's lane other than maybe like Remy Ma and Young M.A. rather. So it's just like, it's only like 3 people you could be like adding right now. So it's probably the person you're on a song with. Or maybe she's talking about Remy. I mean, people don't talk about that. Maybe Motorsport is about Remy. It really could be about Remy. I don't think it is though. But hey, nobody pays me to think. Next we got Tyga with Mercedes Baby. This kind of slipped through the cracks. People didn't really check for Tyga's mixtape. I didn't really check for Tyga's mixtape when it came in October. But this Mercedes Baby track, I've never heard it before like 2 days ago. But the little 24 hours feature, that shit is just like, wow. I'm like, okay, I vibe with this. Next we got cover time. All the goody covers, We got Colts with I Got Your Message. It's a Hideout cover. And we got Kalani. Again, my girl Kalani. I mean, I say my girl, but maybe I'm like a newfound Kalani fan. Who knows? With So Into You. It's a Tamia cover. And I thought it was really interesting because I don't really want to talk about Kalani's sexuality for too long because it's not like so pressing. But I think it's interesting when artists change the gendering around in the lyrics. She's instead of saying boy, I think she says girl, or instead of saying he, she said she. And usually, like, male artists or like female artists will do that, but they're doing like a heterosexual way where they change the pronouns. And I thought it was interesting that she changed it to she, just because I'm like, wow, that's like a first. I've never really like seen that before. But like, hey, it is what it is. Kalani, nice cover. Tamia, you doing your thing. Out in the fringes of the India R&B traditional R&B world. But hey, we still love you. Next, we got our new mentions. And if you would, please pull up the NyuMu New Music number 2 new tracks playlist. You can find it on my Twitter, Choto Safari. That's TYOTTOSTEFARI. If you go into my bio, you'll see NyuMu number 2, and you can just click that. And when you click that, it'll take you to the playlist, and you can just kind of listen to those new tracks when I go over them. But before we do that, we're going to talk about our new mentions. We're going to go through this really, really quick. We got Ryohu with Shake. It's a music video. We got Bet-en with Shite Garu wa Isogashi, which is Shite Garu wa Isogashi, which means I don't remember, but I think Isogashi means busy. I'm a Japanese minor, but I'm actually kind of shit. So next we got Non. And by the way, all these mentions will be on my Twitter, so you don't have to worry about like me butchering them. Sorry. We got Non with Superhero no ni naritai, which means I want to be a superhero. I do know that. Superhero is, come on, that's superhero. And ni, that's like to, like up until a point. And then naritai, which means want to become. So yeah, Superhero ni naritai, and that's a music video. We got Computer Magic with Amnesia. We got EO with Stint. I think they're with Candy Town, if you know them, like a kind of like a hip hop group out of Japan. Pretty good. I think EO is like Candy Town. I don't know. We got Goodbye Fujiyama with Darin, or Darlin, I guess. This is weird, like Japanese to English translation. We got Matsu Akihiko with Enta, which Enter. It's a music video. We got Mondo Grosso with Haru wa Towa ni Mizameru. I don't know what that translates to, but hey, you got a new Mondo Grosso track. We got Policia and Stargaze with Agree. We got Carolyn Rose with Money. We got MC WME with Transariano. I think that's how you pronounce it. You got Day 6, a K-pop group, with I Like You. We got GOT7, another K-pop group, with Teenager. We got MC Leleto and MC WME and DJ Permabuku, I think, with Automach Tamechi 2. That, like, if you've heard the first Automach Tamechi, this is a great follow-up. We got Camila Cabello with Real Friends. We got Luco de Refri. I don't even know. It's like this black dude with blonde hair in the baile funk world. He's great. I love him. He's hilarious. With Vem Me Vuntando. This is the part where you just look at the list and you're just like, okay, that's what he meant. We got Nicholas Jar with 2 songs. It's like one of those deluxe edition extension things. But this one is like he redid the track listing, so these songs kind of fit more into the album instead of like throwing them on the tail end. But the 2 songs are Coin and 9 Hands and Wildflowers. We got MCs Nando and Luzino with Vibe Boom Boom. We got Pell, Stuck Up. We got T Grizzly and Lil Durk, Flyers Up. That's a great song. We got Not My Kind of Movie. Don't even have the name. You know what? I will have the name of that artist once I figure out who made that song, and it'll be on the list of new mentions. We got Rye with Count to 5. We got nudes with a V. So take that U out of nudes and put a V because that's how they spell it with a DYT. We got She Said with Love Myself. That's a music video. We got Maluma with Corazon. If you've heard Você Partiu Meu Coração, that song, I love that song. It's a kind of like a baile funk. It's in Brazilian Portuguese. It's a great song. You got Maluma. I guess he's maybe he's a Spanish artist from like Spain is what I mean to say. And he has a song called Corazon, which is literally Você Partiu Meu Coração. And it even features the guy who made that song. And it's just like a remix in Spanish. Just as good. No, it's not. But it's pretty good. We got Tyga, Mercedes Baby. We already talked about that. We got Pale Waves, New Year's Eve. They're like a female, the 1975, and that song is pretty good. We got Jay Park, Yacht English version, but it's a demo. That's why it's not on the new tracks. We got Watashi no Negae Goto with Kiko Eru. Another good track. I already have a song for the group, and I'm going to talk about that in the new tracks. We got DADARAY with Dada Station and Yasashiku Oni ni from their new album DADARAY Station, or Dada Station is the name of their album, sorry. And lastly, we got Tendre, maybe, with Night and Day, is a Japanese artist. It's spelled like Tendre, like you know Andre, but just with a 10 instead of a on. I don't actually know how to pronounce it because I'm not sure if you want to go for like a Japanese pronunciation or if you want to go for like I'm American type pronunciation. So you're gonna see the new mentions list. It's gonna be good. Next, we have our new tracks. This is the part where you pull up your playlist, guys. Go to my Twitter, Choto Safari, TYOTTOSTEFARI, and in my bio you will see NyuMu number 2. You click it, unless this is like way in the future and it's not in my bio anymore because my bio can only fit like, I don't know, like 1,000 characters. Then I guess you would just have to like, you know, search it in Google. You just go NyuMu, new music number 2, new tracks, or you can just go NyuMu, new music number 2, and they will definitely pop up. And when I say number, I mean hashtag. I'm not saying type out NUMB. No, you just type in the hashtag and you'll find it. But you want to pull up your playlist, get ready, get some popcorn. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna take a sip of water before we start. I'm refreshed. First, we got Mitsume with Esper. I pronounced that well. I want to point that out. Because usually I'm out here crying like, I don't know how to pronounce this. But I got that this time. It's an indie rock track. You know, there's a lot of, you know, moaning. It's like a moaning singing delivery. You know, like Sade is like, like that's how I envision like me saying moaning, like, you know, keys into your brain. It's like a moaning style delivery. Really like it. Also, I just broke my own rule I'm about to establish, but I want to say the new track section, I'm going to try to be as analytical as possible. I'm not going to be talking about like what's good or bad. I'm not here to be your tastemaker other than, you know, I'm picking these tracks. I'm not picking them because they're like the best shit you ever heard. I'm not trying to tell you what's good. I'm just trying to tell you what's interesting. These tracks are interesting. This Mitsume track, Esper, I tried to decipher the lyrics. I was literally like on YouTube, like pressing pause and pressing play, trying to figure out, oh, he said to me, like I was really trying to transcribe it, but you never know with Japanese because sometimes there'll be like double vowels and you just don't know. So I'm like, I got the dictionary, the Japanese dictionary with jisho.org, right? And I'm like putting all this stuff in. I'm just like, I don't know what in the fuck like I'm actually typing. So I had some issues. I could not for the life of me figure out what this song is about. But I think it's kind of nostalgic. There's like the scene where this girl is like walking, around with her bike in the music video at least, and like the main vocalist is like looking outside the window and he's like thinking about life, and he's just like, I messed up the lyrics. I don't really care, but it's great just because. Why am I saying great? I'm trying to break the chains of judgment, as they call it. But it's gonna take some time. We're gonna get it by episode 4. I promise you. Great, good, bad. You're not gonna hear it from me. But it's a nice, interesting journey around like a neighborhood, maybe like a mental neighborhood, if you will, and you're just like recounting your past, and that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. Aesthetically, it sounds kind of retro, indie rock, if you know what I mean. Like maybe like kind of like 70s-ish guitar. It's kind of like it has a surf rock guitar, kind of like Mac DeMarco. Actually, I think this was reposted in the indie rock subreddit. So that should give you a feel of like who would be interested in this and like, the type of music that it is. The vocal harmony and the bass lines are really like complements of each other, I gotta say. And there's a lot of cohesion of sound, so you guys gotta check out this Mitsume track, Esper. It also has a music video, if that wasn't completely obvious, because I said music video like 32 times. We got DADARAY with Bokura no Minority. And it's also known as Sing 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 Oddly. There's not really odd singing in this song, but I feel like based off of what the title is Bokura no Minority, which means our minority, but it's more like minority in the sense of like childishness, maybe like the full kind of in the hook they say something like Mesa Meru Bokura no Minority, which means awaken our minorities, which is just like, I feel like it's maybe like awaken your childhood. And it's got that vibe. If I had a 1-year-old, a toddler, and I'm jamming, I'm putting this track on, it's got that kind of vibe to it. There's like this interesting, like distorted, like maybe like piano synth or guitar synth, and it sounds kind of industrial. It's like an interesting choice. Aesthetically, and the build of the track is very orchestral and climactic, but not like in the grand sense, but in just like the fun kind of like bouncy kind of sense. The atmosphere is very liberating in that sense, and the bass pick at the climax of the track towards the end, of course. Where else are you gonna put a climax? I guess you could put it near the hook, but whatever. Towards the end is very representative of that climactic nature that I'm talking about. The vocalist is a really strong singer, and the lyrics are fitting of the track. It seems like it. I mean, I don't know what they're saying. I'm trying to figure it out. But I can never really do that. Wait till we get the budget to. Wait till we get the resources to figure out what these people are saying. I promise you I will. Wait till I'm a better Japanese student. Basically. It's a very freeing song, I will say. You're just out there, you're singing oddly, you're having a good time. That's what this song is feeling. That's what I'm feeling from this song. We got Cheeky Parade with Bokura no Uta. So we got a lot of songs about us and our, and like Bokura no, and 2 different song titles back to back. I swear that's completely coincidental. It's like a J-pop punk song in the lieu of the Soka, I forgot the name of the entire group, but they had a song called Spark last week. It's very similar to that. But it's not aggressive like that song was. It's more like high energy, kind of infectious, nostalgic of like 2000s punk, where it was just like, I don't know, like Green Day or fucking Jimmy Eat World or something like that, not like aggressive punk. It's like pop punk. I mean, you know what pop punk is, maybe, hopefully. The group's choreography was very fitting of what they're doing in the music video. I mean, it's a live performance, which live performance music videos, okay, I get it. But it enhances the kind of high octane thing about it. I feel like this kind of music is like the Japanese punk equivalent of like maybe like Cheetah Girls or something, where it's just like it's a girl group and they make like, you know, songs you want to listen to if you're in a certain age range, or if you just, you know, age range is what I'm trying to say. That was age range. If you're in a certain age range, or if you're in certain, you know, state of mind like me, where you just don't even care. You're just like, I will listen to freaking anime music all day and I will love it. And this isn't anime music, but I don't know. I feel like this kind of music is like a dying breed in the mainstream, because it's just like, who is this for now? I feel like you kind of have to reserve it for like anime and stuff like that. But hey, I hope not. I hope this shit can just exist and be great and people just like it. Next we have Omori Seiko with Kimi ni Todoku. This is an alternative pop song. It's kind of like loungy. If you get the vibe I'm like throwing down, like, you know, like kind of like chilling pianos and a lot of violin, kind of big orchestra, not too grand though. Very emotional performance. The lyrics are talking about loneliness, and it says the lyrics are like lolly lolly lonely doll, like for the hook part. And I'm just like, is this lolly as in Lolita? Because if that is, it's kind of dark. The music video is definitely dark. There's like, basically the premise is there are these different women living in Japan, and they have all these different lives. For example, one woman is like a serial killer, probably. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with that scene, but there's like a scene where this woman has like a machete and she's like looking at like the anatomy of the body, and like you see a slab of meat on a machete, and you're just like, what the fuck? There's also a lady who has a kid, but then she's also just found out she's pregnant. There's a lady who's in the car smoking cigarettes with her little you know, face mask, because, you know, like in like Japan and like Korea too, they wear face masks so that they don't get sick or whatever. And she's like crying like in her cigarette, and it's just like, oh god, this is like kind of heart-wrenching. There's another girl who's like, she might be an otaku or something, but she looks like a homebody. Like she just never leaves her house. Well, there are two women like that: the serial killer and like another one who has a boyfriend, but her boyfriend is maybe he's emotionally abusive. I don't know. And then there's like a cute little couple of two women. It's just scene where they like kiss underwater. It's a very emotionally dense music video. But I will say there's this cool, interesting like spoken word part that kind of sounds like somebody reading a text message or reading a letter, or they're like typing a text message to somebody. It kind of sounds like thoughts or like a branch of consciousness. Really like that. That they added it to the track. And it also happens towards the end, when the singer is like just, you know, singing, and there's like a breakdown part kind of where the piano comes in, they start like doing the spoken word, and then there's another part when they come in towards the tail end of the track and they're just singing, and you just hear the talking, you're just like, whoa. So that's that song, Kimi no Todoku by Omori Seiko. Next, we got Heartthrob. We got our teenage heartthrob of the week, guys. With Kenshi Yonezu. This is my first time hearing about him, but wow, man. He's just, I mean, he's all that in a bag of chips, in the sense that he checks all the boxes if you're like a 15-year-old teenage girl. His song Shunrai, S-U, why am I spelling it? Because you guys, come on now, it's in Japanese. But Shunrai, and the delivery of the song is kind of like, it's definitely modern in the sense that it kind of has like a rap delivery. It's like like kind of like, you know, that was an excellent representation of the flow. That's exactly how the song sounds. And if you've ever heard the song Slide by Calvin Harris, everybody's heard that song. There's like a in the song that is really reminiscent of that like buzzing synth in that song. I swear it's the same exact synth. It's really cool. I mean, I just like hearing that synth, to be honest. And there's like a deep synth that kind of like drives it too. For those who don't know what a synth is, it's just like a keyboard instrument. You can make like whatever sound you want with it. At some point in time, I'm going to have to stop explaining what a synth is, but that's a synth for anybody who doesn't know. The music is a bit of an aesthetic. The music video is a bit of an aesthetic collage in the sense that you got all this stuff. There's like plants. There's like these weird like neon freaking beams and stuff. I don't know why, but it starts in black and white, but then it's not black and white. It's one of those videos. So it's very aesthetic. There's some it's got some dancey vibes, but I'm not saying like Gala level where it's just like you could make a dance to this song, but it's definitely danceable. You could do it a little Millie rock to it. You could do a couple dabs, but I'm not saying you could fucking crank the Soldier Boy or anything. Next, we got Ten Ko with Nanto Naku Abunai. This is a very strange song in the sense that, wow, I've been kind of looking for a song like this. One of those 80s synth, weird robot music where it's just like, we're going to do something really strange and interesting and compelling, and we're not going to care about like whether or not this is mainstream. The music video is so cool. You got these like people in like astronaut suits in front of this green screen. But the green screen doesn't look low budget. And like she's like on the moon, and it's very reminiscent of that like 1950s, 60s style robot where it's just like it's a perfect rectangle head cube thing. It doesn't look modern at all. It's got some jagged edges, the robot that I'm envisioning in my head, or actually that I'm seeing. It's on the cover of their freaking EP. But the actual music is kind of like representative of that too, where it's just like you're going for that old aesthetic. And the vocalist is just so cute. She's just like, with the little like cute little voice. I don't know. It's a very cute little like nod towards like that era of like science fiction, where it's just like, if you ever seen Iron Giant, I kind of get those vibes, where it's just like, we can be the friends with the robots and like blah 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 blah. I don't know. if you hear the song, and you hear the robotic delivery and the way that the synths are arranged, you will automatically maybe understand what I'm trying to say, or you will be even more confused. I don't know. But you definitely hit that one up on the playlist. I challenge you actually to listen to it because it is strange, but I need to give you the strange track of the week, and you know that is that. Okay, next we got Tendre, my guy, who I said I would mention him again, but I guess what? I am, because he had some really interesting new R&B music this week. I thought that it featured production from Thundercat, but for those of you who don't know who Thundercat is, he's this really cool bassist who, like, you know, he will play little guitar picks. You know, if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto, he has a song on there called I don't remember what it's called. Oh shit, it's X. It's called Oh shit, it's X. Super great. And I like to note here, I'm saying this is good because I'm not talking about the actual song. I'm just talking about Thundercat, so you guys know who he is. But it's very reminiscent of Thundercat in the sense that the bass picks are the primary driving force behind the song is just very, very funky. There's like a saxophone that like kind of drives the hook, and then, you know, as where there's like this wah effect guitar that kind of drives the verse. It's really interesting, complex instrumentation going on here, and I really like. I didn't almost say that. I didn't say I liked it. I'm just saying maybe you could like it, or maybe you could hate it. Coolio. It is what it is. The vocalist has a smooth voice, kind of soulful, kind of like, you know, maybe like in the Miguel lane I'd put him in. He's not getting super high pitched, but, you know, like his natural register is more like the Miguel natural register. And I cannot overstate how impactful the bass is. It is so picky. It is so freaking funky, man. Hit it up. I feel like Tendre has if that's how you pronounce his name, whatever. If that's how you pronounce his name, he has made a future for himself in this R&B lane for sure. And he has a cover of Thundercat actually, of Thundercat's song "Them Changes" on his new EP. So go check that out too. I'm gonna talk about that in the new projects. I don't know why I even brought that up. We got Watashi no Negato. Wait, I have their name right here. I just forgot it. We have, once I see it, because I'm really slipping. We got Watashi no Nagai Goto. With dance, 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 da na 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 da na da, dance, dance, dance. That's how this song makes me feel. It's just like bam, bam, bada. It's just great. Shit. Well, take that back. I didn't say great. What did I say? I said it's dance. It's great. I can't not say great. This song just makes me feel things. First, you got the piano driven pop style of this song. It's like piano driven pop, kind of like how like the Wii Shop music. If you guys play Wii, you've been to the Wii Shop, right? It's got that dun 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 dun, maybe like that kind of vibe to it, where it's just like this little cute like little piano driven track. And this is another song. Come on, bring out your 2-year-old toddlers, okay, and dance to this song. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have tons of fun. It's one of those songs. It's tons of fun. It's got a lot of personality, and I gotta say, the singers in the music video, they're so kawaii, so cute, so adorable. The video actually made me laugh because it was so cute. And oh man, I didn't think we were gonna get another harmonica, but this is like the second week in a row. We're just this unbreakable train of harmonicas. I think this one is a harmonica synth, maybe, but it is wow. It is one harmonica. The way that it complements the track too is just like wow. This is not just like unnecessary harmonica that we didn't need. It's like wow, I'm getting complex harmonica in 2017. I didn't think I would see that. Next, we got the guy, Gus Dapperton with Prune, You Talk Funny. This is a synth pop track, a little indie rock. If you've never seen Gus Dapperton, do yourself a favor, look him up on Google. He's got the best bowl cut I've ever seen. It's over the ears bowl cut. I mean, you literally cut it with a bowl. He's such a quirky, cool dude. He makes music that sounds kind of like Tame Impala. Not the music, but his vocal delivery is kind of like that of Tame Impala. And he's got these cool lyrics about like random stuff. I don't know, there's like this trend in indie rock music where basically you put a bunch of words together that really don't fit, in a sense that nobody's really putting words like this together. They're like, if you put it in Grammarly would tell you, this is a strange word, this is an unusual word pairing. It's just one of those things where it's just like, I wonder how he talked about like how he was able to bring up like hominids. Like that's not a word you're hearing in a pop track often, but guess what? Your boy Gus Dapperton does. He brings it up. There's also this interesting music video where apparently it was inspired by true events. He's like running out of this girl's house and like this old dude is like running after him, and there's like a CGI donut who's like dancing on a plate. It's quirky, it's cute. It's got that like I'm crushing on you kind of vibe, but for like weirdos like us, me and Gus. Next, we got Pink Caravan with Pop, Lock, and Lemon Drops. It's an indie rap song. The production style is kind of like, cutesy, kind of in the way of maybe like Igloo Ghost is kind of cutesy in some respects, but this is really minimalist in comparison. Igloo Ghost is like much more of a maximalist approach to beat production, but the lyrics are quirky, or kind of quirky, but not really. This kind of feels like if your friend who kind of like talk shit and like parties quite often made like a rap song like out of their bedroom and like sent it to you. Like, so it's like that kind of like level of like funny. You're just like, this is just like, come on now. I know this person. Like, this is just somebody I know. And there's like this line about like getting out of the Grand Caravan. And I know her name is Pink Caravan. I was like, what the fuck? What if she has like a pink Grand Caravan? That would just be like perfect. I want to see that. Please put it on Tumblr or something. I don't really go on Tumblr. I'm not a Tumblr person, but put it on Instagram maybe. And then maybe I'll be there. It's one of those. She's one of those rappers who just feels real. You don't have to go. I'm not sure if I believe that you're gonna sell drugs or blah, blah, blah. No, come on now. She has like a sample of where she goes, bitches be like, the restaurant with Babe, but you really get CC's Pizza though. It's just like, I feel like I know this person. This is a real person. Next we got Jay Park with Get It All featuring Cha Cha Malone, but Cha Cha Malone, I think Cha Cha Malone doesn't have a verse, not to my knowledge. She's just doing the production. And wow, this is a cha-cha beat that I've never heard before. Because usually Cha-Cha is making like these chart-topping smash hits, but this is like an aggressive, like, I'm about to rap battle, I'm a rappy rapman type beat. Kind of shocking from both of them. Jay Park doesn't usually get like hype and like in your face, like I'm about to spit hella bars to you, but he did. And he's just really aggressive. The second verse when he comes in and he completely switches his flow. I kind of wish he wouldn't have acknowledged it because he's like, I switched my flow, but I'm just like, okay, but it was a good flow. Damn it, I said good. Fuck. But the second the second verse's flows is so interesting that I kind of wish it would have been like unrecognized. Like, hey man, I switched this flow and like, guess what? You wasn't ready for that. And I'd been like, damn boy, you right. The beat switch at the end, like towards the end of the track, to this like synth lead goes into like this interesting track design choice because up until this point it's just like this really aggressive song. It feels really K-pop in the sense that it's an aggressive K-pop song. There's this one guy, I think his name is Owen. He had a song with Flowsick, maybe. No, I know Flowsick had a song similar to this where he just like really giving you bars. But this song towards the end, just like, oh, we're gonna do a little beat switch, and now this is kind of feels like Drake-esque, kind of like 40 type production. I'm just like, okay, I can see some single appeal here. Next we got Anna Birch with Tea-Soaked Letter. That's exactly how she sings it. I am Anna Birch. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's indie rock by way of like, I don't know why I said that. I mean, it's indie rock like Waxahachie. If you ever guys heard of Waxahachie, it's kind of like that Air album she put out in 2015. The lyrics are like kind of depressing. I mean, it's indie rock in like the 1990s kind of sense where it's just like, you know, I picked up the guitar, I went into my garage and I recorded this really interesting track, really compelling emotional delivery. It's like her vocal performance is really calm, but then she's talking about like, you know, I really embarrassed myself and this and that, and like I have to write this letter, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, wow, man. People really be going through it, and you're just like, I don't know if like music fans really truly understand how much of people's heart and souls they put into their music, but I really feel it. There's when the track starts, there's like this brief pause before like the first like guitar note or guitar chord or whatever, and it really just intensifies. Like it's just like, it just feels like that indie rock that you just, you know, maybe you're like your older brother if you have one of those who like listen to, like, or maybe your older sister if you have one of those who, like, listen to indie rock in the 90s. This is the shit they grew up on, you know. That's how I'm feeling about it. The music video reminds me of Venus as a Boy music video by Bjork, because like she's in the kitchen, like, well, at first she's like making eggs, and it's like from the torso up, and it's like almost exactly like Venus as a Boy in a way, but she doesn't burn the egg, I don't think. I think she just makes the egg, and she's like looking at the camera. I'm just like, oh, that reminds me of Bjork. But yeah, there's like a nice melody shift towards the end, and it has that same kind of like pause before you hit the last guitar lick, and it's satisfying. It's compellingly satisfying. Man, I gotta use my analytical words. Gotta use my analytical vocabulary. We're not about that judgment type, okay? We're not telling you what's good and bad. We're just telling you what it is and maybe like how, how it is, what it is and how it is. Boy, that's it. Next, we got Big Sean and Metro Boomin want some more, nigga, with Go Legend. The sample at the beginning is wow. It's Metro Boomin just knows how to do a beat drop. Like I feel like I could almost say objectively, but that's not I don't believe in objective opinions. So subjectively, Metro Boomin has some strong, like, impactful beat drops where it's just like he gives you a sample of a really old song. I don't know how he found. It's always something obscure, like in the example of Father Stretch My Arms Part 1, and then he just does that little "If Young Metro Don't Trust You" sample. Even though I feel like he should have placed it closer to the beat drop on this song, I still felt like the sample at the beginning was just like, wow, this is really interesting. I like how he builds the track. It feels like a beginning to something. It has, Big Sean. It's a collaborative project. I don't have really much to say about the mixtape itself, but I will say when this song comes on, it's a Travis Scott song. Like, I don't even think we hear Big Sean's voice for a while, and then Travis Scott comes on and he absolutely owns the track. And then Big Sean comes on, and he's compelling. I got to give it to Big Sean. He's compelling. And he has intent. And intent will get you a long way, And it goes over, for better or worse. I don't know if that statement even makes sense, but it goes over for better or worse, maybe, perhaps. I hoped that the whole project would be like this, because this is the first song, right? And I'm like, damn, I hope the whole project is like this, and it's not. It's not. You don't get those kind of like old timey samples, and like that kind of direction. But I mean, hey, we got Go Legend, and it's that song. Next we got Sophie with Pony Boy. Boy, it's really aggressive. You come on, if you have your speakers set to 100 when that song comes on, turn it down to like 55. That shit will punch you in your eardrums. Like, the aggressive freaking kick in that song is going to, I mean, hide your kids, hide your wife. It's gonna fuck you up, bruh. PC music may be they may make a little cutesy music, but they make some of the most experimental pop really coming out there right now, and I feel like this song is super exemplary of that. You got Sophie, who she really wasn't even singing. It didn't feel like it 2 years ago when she made her big, I guess, debut. She was probably doing music before that, but I'm saying like when she got big with her album Product. I felt like she wasn't really like a singer. She was just like a producer, and like maybe she sung before, but I don't know. The credits are kind of weird. Sometimes she would credit people with vocals, and sometimes I would just kind of infer maybe this is Sophie singing. But now she has like a vocal identity, and it's interesting. There's this like chilly kind of like chime noise on the hook when it's like the pony boy part. So it's like pony boy. It's kind of like she's trying to do like a weird like experimental Mariah Carey project in the middle of the track, but it goes over really well. I mean, Charli XCX likes it. I mean, what else do you need? And if you dislike Charli XCX, you might want to turn this off while you can, because the track of the week, it's going to be her. We're not there yet. We're at 15. We got a couple more to go. We got Rainsford with Intentions featuring Twin Shadow. My guy, Twin Shadow. We're going to be talking about his ex-girlfriend pretty soon in this new tracks, but for now, let's talk about Rainsford. I am new to Rainsford, but I will say this is some interesting synth pop. The vocalist, I guess her name is Rainsford, maybe she goes by something else and it's like a group name, I don't know. But she has a lot of vocal skill. I just talked about Mariah Carey, but she sounds a lot like Mariah Carey, especially towards the end, not so much towards the beginning. But when she does her like little high pitched whistle thing, it's like, wow, this sounds like if Mariah Carey came out in the '80s instead of the '90s. I mean, Mariah Carey kind of did come out in the '80s. She came out like 1990 exactly. So, I mean, it's basically like 5 years earlier Mariah Carey, basically. Vocal production wise, of course, track production wise, this is like a '80s synth pop, with a super catchy hook. What are your what intentions for what intentions for me? What are it's great. I didn't say great. What did I say? I said compelling, boy. Use your analytical words, okay? And the song is a little sad because I don't know. One of the themes this week, it seems like, is these dependent relationships, especially like I mean, not even especially with women specifically, or it's just like she wants to know this dude's intentions for her, and it's just like, man, like people are really going. I'm gonna say this so much throughout my entire like podcasting career. People are really going through it, man. Like, you know, you care so much about somebody that you want to know their intentions for you, like their plan for your future. I don't know. I'm not saying she should take the reins and like, you know, do blah 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 blah. I'm just saying like, wow, it's just like an interesting perspective, and it's so nice to get different perspectives from mine, especially on like, you know, just social interacting and stuff like that. So it's an interesting song lyrically. Next we got Lisa Ann with Closest to Me, indie pop song, kind of I'm not sure if indie pop is the best word to describe it. I just don't know how else to do it. This is kind of indie rock too. The lyrics are, again, they're just so human. She's talking about like, I always hurt the people closest to me. In the music video for this track, there's like this couple who comes in to sit down, and they're like into this cab where the vocalist is singing, and they argue, and look, the guy, like the husband or boyfriend or something, gets out, and then a new guy comes in, and the new guy makes out with the wife or girlfriend. It's just like, whoa. Whoa, this is cutthroat. Like, but it's real. It's kind of self-deprecating, but I mean, that's art, man. You're talking about your real life, you know, or you're talking about something imaginary, but as long as it's compelling, it doesn't matter. And there's some like airy guitars in the background. It feels atmospheric in some places, but acoustic in others. And it's making some interesting emotional appeals to me, because I don't relate to hurting the people closest to me. That's not something I partake in, but I feel like I can, you know, relate to her, even though I don't at all. Again, that's Lisa Ann with Closest to Me. Is a music video. The instrumentation kind of mimics the vocal melodies. And so, yeah, it's nice cohesion and a compliment to it. Next, we ya Daichi Miura. Daichi Miura with Futsu no Konya no Koto. Futsu no Konya no Koto. That's as best as you're gonna get it, guys. My Japanese needs work. It's an R&B track by Daichi Miura, and the English title is called Let Tonight Be Forever Remembered. There's some like bouncing pianos and some like trumpets, and it's grand in the way that maybe like a Bruno Mars track is grand. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's got that like, you know, kind of dancey vibe to it, where you're just like, you're about to go out, you're about to have fun. This is the beginning of a party, or like maybe like the beginning of the middle of a party. I don't know. That's how I'm really like gonna, you know, explain that. The singing is expressive, and it reminds me of 70s R&B, that 70s R&B thing where you go in and you just sing your song, and you come in back twice as hard. It's like dun, 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 and you're like dun, 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 dun. Like, it's just you come back twice as hard. I love that like kind of delivery. I don't know what that's called. It probably has a word, dog. I'm not like a music theory major, but it's not great. I'm not gonna say great. you're gonna have to figure out for yourself when you listen to the track. There's like a synth phaser in the background towards the beginning of the second verse, kind of like if you've heard like Rock the Boat, like that, kind of like that low kind of synth. I really feel for that. Let's say that it makes me feel things, and it's a little baffling, frankly, that this song isn't more popular. But I don't know Daichi Miura's situation. So maybe there's something behind that. Maybe his label, maybe he doesn't have a label, maybe he's indie. I don't know. But this song should be bigger than it is. Next, we got your girl Lola Wolf, aka Zoe Kravitz, aka not Zoe Kravitz because it's a group of 3 people, with "Baby I'm Dying." It's an alternative R&B track. There's some cool saxophones in it towards the end, but that's not necessarily what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is, man, Zoe Kravitz is so normal for like a child celebrity, the child of a celebrity couple. Like, she's not doing that whole Jaden Smith thing where she's like, I'm an icon and I make great music thing. Like, she's just like, she is who she is. And maybe it's because she's 10 years older than Jaden. But 10 years ago, when she was doing that I Know music video for Jay-Z, I didn't hear her really, like gawking like, man, I'm the greatest. Jay-Z just put me in his music video, blah, 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 blah. And maybe she was to herself, but like, I mean, her appearance, her persona is definitely one of somebody who's pretty humble about her talents, and she just wants to be like a normal person, and she just seems really, like a cool person. And so when I hear this record and she's like extremely depressed, it kind of makes me depressed. I'm just like, wow, I really like Zoe Kravitz. I wonder why she's so depressed, like what's going on. And it's just like, the song lyrically is about how, you want to be in a romantic relationship, but you're not trying to get, shat on for the fucking millionth time. And I'm not sure if this has anything to do with Twin Shadow, because that was the last relationship I recall her having, at least long term. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but hey, it makes for artistic, interest. It makes for artistic interest. It's interesting artistically, I think, because it's not like crying about its emotion. It's not super like, I'm so passionate about this and baby I'm dying. No, she's just like, it's just kind of like, I'm dying, like I'm depressed about this, but I really want to go out and have fun. And it really feels like the end of a party, like you're about to wrap up, you're about to go home, but you're just like kind of moping because you want to like, take such and such person home, but you're just like, what if they're an asshole? I don't know. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting. The music video has a bunch of like, romantic themes, or like these 2 girls, they're like tongue kissing each other. Like that's like that's one of the first things you see. You're just like, oh, okay. We can get a nice and close up shot. There are other like people kissing each other too. And Zoe Kravitz is at a party with her new blonde haircut, and it's just like, wow, okay. I feel for this. Next, we got your boy, who, he's my boy now because I just heard of him, but Young Bands. Apparently, he has a song with, like, Smoke Perp, maybe. So if like, that kind of, like, Florida crowd, I feel like he's probably in that circle. He has a song called Out. And Out is an interesting song because it's one of those songs that people will knock because it's like, oh, he's glorifying violence. He's not. He's talking about the way his life is, and he's talking about how he wants to get out of the hood. He wants to get out of his circumstances. He wants to leave the street life, but you can't leave the street life. It's really hard to just say you got to leave the street life when this is like how you put food on your table. It's very real in that way. It's not trying to be hard like, I'm about to kill 30 niggas. It's like, I'm going to kill 30 niggas if I have to, because this is my day-to-day life. And, the guitar picks in the, throughout the song are just such like a aesthetically interesting choice, because it's just like a contrast between the extremely booming bass, typical kind of trap, kick, that's really just punchy, but it kind of gives you that contrast where he's talking about, where it's just like, yeah, like this is my life, but like I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to do this forever. Like I clearly want to, do better for myself so I can leave my circumstances. And it's a message in hip hop we don't hear because nobody wants to validate it. People always want to validate, oh, just be nonviolent and don't even like consider any nuance in people's kind of experiences. But like, nah, man, this is his life. This is the life that he chooses to live, or somehow, not somehow, kind of doesn't choose to lead at the same time. And like, people need to acknowledge that he has like a genuine perspective in hip hop, man. And it's the banger of the week because that bass that shit slaps hard as fuck, bruh. I mean, I gotta tell it to you like that. Next week, I'm gonna butcher this name. Next, we got Hyuna, maybe. I mean, I don't even pretend to know Korean. With Lip and Hip, and this song it's a K-pop song. There's a lot of charisma coming from this person, Hyuna. She kind of reminds me of CL. CL is the first K-pop singer that I ever knew about, period. And I really get in those kind of like CL-esque vibes. And I really don't understand the correlation that she's singing about between lips and hips. Because I know she means actual, like, the lips on your mouth. But, like, that has, like, nothing to do with hips. And, of course, this is one of those songs where people talk about hips, but they mean butts. I don't know why they don't just say butt. But, I mean, maybe it's just because lips and hips rhymes. I mean, it's a pop song. Why am I even analyzing this? Like, that makes sense. I mean, it's just got some interesting instrumentation choices. Aesthetically, I mean, it's a K-pop song. It gives you everything you want and nothing you don't. Or maybe it does give you something you don't want. I mean, what you want is subjective, so figure that out. But it's so interesting because I don't know whether or not this song is trying to seduce me or make me laugh because it's hilarious. They're at the end of the music video, like, first of all, there's this point where like underwear drops from the sky and she takes off her underwear and puts the new underwear on for some reason, and then she puts on some pants, but then the pants rip, and the last thing you see is like she's like making this sexy face, but then she turns around, she has like the biggest fucking rip in her pants, and it's so funny. I don't know why they put that in, but they put it in and it worked. Next we got Owl, OWOL, with Gwanhee, maybe? I don't know. This is one of those songs that's like, it's for the grown and sexy guys, okay? It's, it sounds like that 2000s kind of R&B, like if you ever listen to like a Bont or something, I don't know, not really like Maxwell or anything, or D'Angelo, but it's just kind of like that kind of synth work that just sounds like what we now refer to as traditional R&B. Maybe kind of like Ashanti. I don't know. I wouldn't really say Ashanti either, but it's not that far off. The bass line sounds like it's kind of from the bass synth rather sounds like it's kind of from the 80s. So it's got some interesting composition choices, but then when there's a beat shift at the end and it sounds like a trap song, kind of, it's just like, wow, okay, I'm interested in how you kind of the morphology of this song, how this came together, how this changed. This is like, I don't know, the lyrics sound kind of cute. The cover art is like this guy holding hands with like his girlfriend or something, and just like this is something you'd play for your crush or sing at your mom's wedding or something. I don't know. I feel like that'd be kind of cute. Yeah, the vocal harmonies are notable too. The guy has a nice voice. The song doesn't have that many views. It really should have more because it's truly a special track. Next, we got our standout track. I've been hinting to this. You already know it's your girl XCX Charli with Out of My Head. I'm out of my head, out of my head. Please get out of my. It was produced by A.G. Cook and Sophie, and boy, it is definitely commercial sounding, but man, you get those weird like high-pitched squeaking samples and like trademark Sophie, kind of production. You're just like, okay, no, this is PC music. It's just PC music kind of like in the guise of a more popular track. And it's the vocal harmonies are really interesting because you got Charli coming in with her kind of, middle of the road voice. You got Alma, and she's got this very deep, powerful, like, I'm out of my head. She doesn't sound raspy like that. That's just my man voice. My weird fucking man voice. If you want to call it a man voice, whatever. And then you got Tavlo with my mirror. Like, she with her little, like, medium kind of high-pitched voice. And it's a nice, layered kind of vocal harmony I'm kind of getting from it, kind of. I'm going to say kind of like 32 times. And when I say nice, I mean interesting. Anytime I compliment a song, I mean interesting, strange, revealing, compelling, because that's what I'm all about, boy. Analytics. And we're going to get into some of those analytics. So first, the lyrics are so telling. I feel like Charli XCX is one of those pop artists who, I don't know, I feel like you can kind of tell that she writes / co-writes her own music, or at least that she has, she's privy to lyrics that are representative of what she's going through. If you've ever heard High or Stay High, or I'm not sure what it's called. I think it's actually called Habits. I don't know. But by Tavlo, which, Tavlo is featured on the track, so it just fits. It's kind of that, where it's just like this tortured soul who's like going to parties and fucking themselves over. And they're not really glorifying it because they're saying it's kind of terrible, but they kind of like it. And it's just like, wow. Again, it's just like, I'm going to say it for the upteenth time. Make it the slogan of the show. Artists be going through it. Like, I don't know if anybody like brings this up, but like Charli XCX is like, she's really making some emotional appeals to us that are kind of like, very complex. But I don't really see her. I don't see Charlie's Angels. That's what they call her fans. I don't see Charlie's Angels really bringing that up. Like, hey, Charli, are you like okay? Like, homegirl, you're like, you're taking pills and potions and terrible things, and you're getting fucked up. And it's another one of those songs about like dependency on men. It's very much so like the antithesis to Boys, because with the Boys you get like I've been thinking about boys, blah 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 blah. With this one, it's just like, they're in and out of my, like, I really, it's taking a toll on me, like, psychologically. And just like, get out of my head, blah, blah, blah. I could be reading too deep into it because it's a pop song, but look, man, I know that Charli XCX co-writes her own lyrics. There's no way these are just lyrics. Not with the kind of delivery and emotional appeal she's making. Like, nah, this is not just like some shit she just threw in, like, you don't call something terrible. You don't say something is fun and terrible in a pop song and just be like, oh yeah, it's terrible. Like, terrible is not a word that we use for good things, my guy, or my girl, or my person. It's just not. So this is like, to me, it's so much deeper than that. And I have this theory about Charli's circumstances because, God, I'm gonna sound like such a fucking stan, and I promise I'm not. But from her song London Queen, we know that, Charli wants to be, big, successful, famous pop star. But the issue we're kind of running into is her label does not seem to fuck with her. Like, she says she wants to put out her album, but her label is not, like, putting out her album until she has, like, a hit in America, basically. And she's been trying to make these, like, songs for that audience, but the audience has shifted. Pop is no longer a popular this is gonna sound really stupid, but pop is no longer the most popular genre. Rap is. And Charli XCX's music has almost no trap influence, like prevalently, And if she went like full trap, people would be like, what are you doing? And she'd probably be like, what am I doing? Maybe, I don't know. Charli is pretty experimental, so I don't know where we're going to go with that. But hey, this new mixtape, Pop 2, is just kind of exemplary of like, her relationship with her label, because with her first mixtape this year, Number One Angel, it was like, yeah, I'm putting this out because my label is like, they're being ridiculous about my album. Like, I just want them to put out my album, but they won't. So I'm putting out this. And I don't think she's putting this out with expectation like, oh, this is going to be it. even though the songs, like this song sounds like a smash hit, like internationally, the lyrics are so easy to pronounce that it could just go, overseas. That's like one of the main things you have to have. You want to have like, international pop success. Have a hook that's really easy to say. I'm out of my head. How easy? That's so easy. Come on now. I don't understand why it's not bigger. I don't understand why her label doesn't push it. Probably because they're like, well, you're getting a little old. You're like in your late 20s now, blah, 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 blah. And guess what? Like, you're not really big in America, not as big as we thought you'd be, so we're not going to put any attention towards you. Atlanta would rather put attention towards like Camila Cabello and stuff like that, which is fine because like that Real Friends track is actually pretty good, that came out this week. But I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Like, Charli knows what she's doing. She's making great music. Like, put money towards her. If you just put money towards Charli XCX, these songs would chart. That's what it really takes. Like, people just have to know your music is out there. People don't know that her music is out there because, sadly, people aren't naturally checking for her, right? But then, like, the label does this all the time. They just push your shit to, like, Kingdom Come. And then you have, like, Havana at number 2, for example. When that song came out in August, it was released with a Quavo song called OMG that is it's nowhere near as big. And that song did slightly better when they came out, the two, Havana and OMG. But then, like a month later, the label was like, okay, we're gonna actually push the song, and it goes to number 2 on the Billboard charts. That doesn't just happen, okay? It takes money to make money. And they're just not, it just seems like they don't want to invest in Charli. Maybe it's just something behind the scenes, I don't know. But we know she has the music, so push it. Because if it's something behind the scenes, that doesn't stop people. Look what happened with Demi Lovato. She said she was doing like cocaine and shit. So it doesn't really matter what she's doing behind the scenes. It's like, why isn't the label pushing her? They need to push her. She has hits. Come on, do your job. You're a label. Like, what is the label even for now if you cannot push an artist? Get out of my face. Anyways, standout track, Out of My Head, Charli XCX. Listen to it. It's great. PC music. Gang gang. The most unnecessary gang gang of 2017. Next, we got our new projects. We got T Grizzly and Lil Durk with Bloodus. And at first, I thought it was like, is this Bloodus? I said it in like the most fucking like posh. Is it a Bloodus? No. Bloodus is actually like a dream kind of mixtape for me, because when they put out that song What You Say, like I thought it was good. It was a pretty good song, and I was like, you know what, it would be cool if we got a whole project of this. And I was like really surprised when I was talking to my friend, and she was like, oh yeah, actually it's already on like Apple Music. It's right here. And I'm just like, whoa, this is a real thing. And I popped up and I was like, wow, I really like this. I mean, the lyrical content isn't necessarily what I associate with, so I'm not really like about that. But yeah, I think it's a nice sounding, aesthetically, auditorily. Is that the right word? I don't know. It's good. I can use good because we've now exited the new tracks section. Also, we have Red Focus EP. That's from my guy Tendre, maybe. I need that Japanese pronunciation. And all the songs are pretty like nice, funky R&B tracks, but it's not that big of a but. It's an EP, so it's kind of short. I like 3 songs off of it. Day and Night, Drama, and the Them Changes cover. The other 3 songs I wasn't feeling too much, but like I would definitely recommend you go out and try it. We got Red Death. Wow. Okay, I gotta explain this. I said that Red Death's Formidable Darkness would be the project of the week. No. No. I listened to it again and I was like, this is so samey. Like, there's 3 good tracks, and then everything else just sounds super samey, and it's just like, wow, I like my metal music to have variety. And they start all the songs the exact same way. First, they put all the sound in the left ear, and then they play some, percussion or whatever, and then they super thrash, just throw everything in your face. Just like, why is the composition always the same, Come on, man, just switch it up some, and it would have been better. I feel like I was really just feeling it initially because it had like a lot of energy behind it. But hey, you sit with an album and you go, I know how I feel about this now. Okay, but you get to figure out how you feel about it when you listen to it. If you listen to it, nobody's forcing you to. I'm not holding a gun to your head. I'm just saying maybe you listen to the new Red Death album, Formidable Darkness. Okay, and next we got our standout projects with an S because we have 2 this week. We have Kiken na Anata EP by Tendre, the one who made the robot music, the one who made the beautiful 70s, 60s, 50s inspired robot music. And we have DADARAY with Dada Station, which is it's an all-around bop, all-around fun album. And I would like to expand the new projects, really I would like to expand the standout projects segment. And I'm going to be like, going track by track in the future. It's just I didn't have time this week, and I know it's a disservice to this week's standout project, the standout projects, and last week's standout project. But in the future, when I give this Charli XCX, okay, I'm serious about this one. Next week, Charli XCX will be the standout project. It's not even a joke. Like when I give that project of the week, most likely, or it's definitely going to be, or not project of the week, but standout project, I will be going track by track because if not for the fact that I'm in love with Charli XCX, it's going to be for the fact that, I'm just going to be serious and I'm not going to have school, like finals are over. So we're going to have to, make the time for it. And I definitely will. And that's it, except for Artist Spotlight. Spotlight, let's go. So this week we have 2 artists in the Artist Spotlight, DADARAY and Tendre. I think that's how you pronounce both of their names. But guess what? That about wraps it up, except for the fact that I'm going to talk about why they're the spotlight, okay? First, you got DADARAY in 3 categories, okay? First of all, they were in the new mentions. They were in the standout project of the week, and they freaking had a song in the best new tracks, okay? That's not an easy feat, okay? Because I'm kind of picky. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a tastemaker, but at the same time, I got taste, boy. So just know that me saying, this person is who you should be checking for, it's going to mean something eventually. Maybe it doesn't mean something to you right now, but just know you got to check out Dada Station. Go look for it. And Tendre, I feel like he put in work, Another person who was in all 3 categories this week. So I could not snub him. He's really doing something interesting with Japanese R&B that I'm not sure many other people in Japan are doing. So you got to check him out. And guys, that's looking like, everything we got for this week. And this is going to go up today on Monday, hopefully, if everything is like, I get some editing done. I'm going to edit one thing out. One thing you'll never know about because I'm going to edit it. And I look forward to, hitting you guys up next week. I love you. I'm consistent with you. Live from the closet. I'm out.